Good evening, good evening. Welcome to another cast of VRML Breachers. Today we're going to have an exciting game between Nova and, of course, Bros. My name is Martini, and I have a Juice in the casting booth with me. How are you doing today?
What is up, Martini? I'm having a good day. I'm ready to see this matchup. I was hoping to get a cast today, and we got a good one. Nova and Bros. I'm excited to see how this game plays out.
I mean, let's check out this matchup that we have this current season. I thought Nova had some games on their belt. I'm not sure what's one up. But Bros, 4-0, doing a pretty solid season. They've been around for a couple seasons now. Nova, oh, wait, what? They haven't played a game yet, actually. Never mind. That is correct. They have 0 record right now, showing on the site, so no game time. Didn't they play? Am I crazy?
Apparently not. I thought they had a game too. I thought they did as well.
I swore they played. I guess maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, let's check out the connoisseur votes. We have 57 for Nova, so obviously a lot of people in the community expecting a lot from Nova. Bros only having 5. And I will say, maybe the connoisseurs are feeling very confident today. I will say I did have someone reach out to me from Bros and said, you know, it might be a little bit of a skeleton stack for them. They had to get a sub. Looks like we're going to be getting a sub. Jewish Potato JP, apparently, by Juice here. And asked someone to cool down, and someone had to deal with like doing a birthday party thing for their kids. So the Bros team is kind of lacking right now. I did tell them, hey, play out your hardest and see what you can do. At the bare minimum, you're going to have some great plays.
It seems like they might already be in shambles. The game hasn't even started yet, and they're already reaching out to Martini. But I do want to point out that the connoisseur votes, like we were talking about last time with that Acer IVI game, it doesn't really matter what people are saying. Like, if one team is getting voted on, then everyone's just going to hop on the bandwagon and start voting. We still haven't even started map 1. Anything can happen, and IVI pulled it off last time. I forget what the connoisseur votes were. It was something ridiculous. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. You might not have your perfect team, but I have seen sometimes it might come down to like a rock, paper, scissors thing. So like even your B tier team or C tier team, sometimes it's good enough to beat out the other team because they just play good against them. And that's not to say, look, Bros had a good season, 4-0. It's a pretty solid start of the season. They haven't lost again. Maybe today apparently might be their first loss. Maybe it isn't though. Maybe it isn't, and they go on and they're kind of shocked by this, right? I've seen some times where people are shocked by how well they played. So hopefully we can see some interesting gameplay today. Otherwise, worst case, Nova, I guess, gets your first win apparently on the VRML books, which I don't think they'll be upset about something like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the teams that Bros have played. They've played Sunset Ravens, Ragnarok, Elite Shadows, and Shadow Disciples. So 4-0, like you said. And it's crazy to see that Nova hasn't even played a game yet, that they're completely favored in the connoisseurs, but anything can happen. We just gotta see.
And Nova, I think they might be trying to become an org at this point. I know the Nova team it's an Orion Drift team also. I'm curious to see if they just got recruited by that OZ team. Maybe Nova is actually another VR esports team from another league that's been recruiting into both of these games. I'm not quite sure. I'm not the best on knowing every single lore about every single VR esports team. I try my best. I really do try my best, chat. But unfortunately, I don't know every single thing that always happens. Especially, I'm torn between 2 different games. A lot of my time goes to. I think yesterday I played Breachers. Right, I was playing Breachers for the first time in months, and I was doing some like hub queuing by my solo queuing, and I ran into someone who was also in the league, and they were just like, when's the last time you played? I was like, dude, it's been months, and he was like kind of giving me the rundown about the C4 and utilizing it and going through all these things. It was fun. It was fun to just run into somebody who happened to have league play experience, and we're just kind of chatting about it. And I always love it too. Someone hops on, you're like, "Oh my gosh, is that the real Martini?" And I'm like, "Yes, yeah." I hope I sound the same. I hope I don't sound like someone else. It looks like they might be using their 10-minute buffer. So we might be starting a little bit later than expected. But hey, it is what it is. Oh, looks like Nova might be running into problems. One of their players needs to fix their internet. But hey, let's get into some of the nitty-gritty details, right? We're having Ship coming out, it looks like, for map 1. And it looks like the bands are going to be Arctic and Skyscraper. How do you feel about those bands?
Skyscraper is a pretty common ban. I feel like a lot of it's a very vertical map. There's like however many floors, like 3, 4, and it's different. A lot of the other maps are more horizontal played, like but Skyscraper, it's such a big map, especially for roaming on defense, and I don't really mind the ban. A lot of people just really don't prefer it, and you really can't be mad with that. But Arctic, on the other hand, I don't know. Maybe the other team. I don't know who exactly banned Arctic, but maybe that's just not one of their strong suits. But you know, it happens. It happens. But the map going to ship, I feel like pretty attacker sided, especially after the flashbang rework. But with the introduction of the C4, I guess it has kind of.
I was gonna say, how do you feel about the C4 kind of twisting things? Because I was talking with, I think, some folks in the game yesterday, and I'm not sure if C4 was needed. Not in a bad way, but defenders, you know, we're already, I think, a pretty well-off team. They have a lot of things going for them. They have a lot of utility already, you know, with those gadgets on their side. I do say the attackers with having the flashbang kind of did twist things kind of back and forth in their favor, but I think I used the C4 the other day. It's kind of hard. I thought it'd be a little easier to kind of get into, but you really have to know what you're doing with that thing.
You can use it for different things. Some people use it to try to kill people. Some people use it to open rotations. It really just depends on what site you're on. And I do have to kind of agree that the defense they already have a lot going their way, and now you're adding 2 C4s to the mix. So it definitely helps out a lot. Like, that's 2 more opportunities to have for plant denial, or just to throw in a doorway and get an easy pick off rip. I mean, it's happened to me before, sitting outside, just getting C4'd out of nowhere. And it can go off quick. You can explode it like pretty quick after you throw it. It's not like the grenade where it has like a 3-4 second period before it goes off. You throw that C4 and sometimes you can pop it before it even touches the ground. So it's a pretty good piece of util.
Yeah, I was shocked when I had seen people use it and get picks, because you're right. You just throw it and bam. And I think it allows the defenders to be a little more offensive in using that. Also, maybe even pre-making rotations for certain sites ahead of time. So that's why I think the C4 has potential to be like one of the more higher impact gadgets right now on the defender side. You can do a lot with it. It's almost, if you get that aiming down, it's almost a better frag, right? You can almost guarantee damage at that point, because you can, at worst, you don't get it right on top of them, you don't get a pick, but you can kind of guarantee some level of chip damage, which is insane, which is truly insane, right? But the closest thing you have to that is maybe the incendiary, and you like throw it in the right location and kind of really get a lot of damage out on them. But that's really about it. There's nothing else that can guarantee something, as long as you kind of see someone ahead of time, right?
I think the ensigns or the incendiaries are like the best util, because I don't know if you know this, but they did an update to it like a long time ago, because it used to kind of suck. Like, it didn't cover a lot of space. It
was terrible.
But now it's like crazy. Like, it's like the floor is lava. You throw one and it like completely covers everything. If you can get a good toss, you just instantly die. I mean, it's really good if you know where you're throwing it.
Yeah, I mean, they made a lot of good updates to it. I think there was one where it allowed the coverage to actually propagate a lot better. So it made a way stronger gadget. On top of that, around that same time, I think they actually increased the damage values on it, so it was actually had more killing potential. Because I remember way back in the day too, it was almost akin to a static, right? Like, you get hit by it, and you walk it off pretty easily, and not like very little chip damage, which is kind of insane. And it's kind of, that's what I love again about the Triangle Factory team. They've done so much to really change the meta of this game over the course of the last couple of years, right? We're now several seasons in. What are we? Season 5 into Breacher's VRML. We've seen competitive metas change and fall now because of all these things. I know one of the big ones too is also that virtual crouch nerf. I remember that way back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And now they kind of changed up the blind firing stuff. So it's just crazy. It's crazy to see them still evolve. But hey, before I keep going on and talking and yapping, it looks like we're all gonna be going into our first map. Of course, ship. We were just talking about this one earlier, and I'm excited. I like a good ship, but things are kind of different. We're already seeing the C4 come out in usage right now, as it looks like they're gonna pre-blow one of these walls.
I love it. I've actually been doing this a lot lately on pistol round. It seems like Scorch is gonna go with that Jesper and buy an ensign and a C4. And honestly, on pistol round, having a Jesper isn't the worst thing. I mean, you have to think if one of the Nova players gets an early pick, they could probably even grab their gun and just give it to that player that only has a Jesper. And that's the C4 is such good util. I mean, it can completely deny a push if you know what you're doing with it.
Yeah, you can do so much with it. I'm excited to see how they use it. Do they use it? I think right now they're only going to be using it for pre-blowing certain sites. As Bros getting ready to come in on to this top floor site against Nova.
It seems like, yeah, they use that C4 to pop that B wall, so kind of an interesting play, but they have a lot of people holding this captain quarters area as Cutskills gets a lot of chip damage early off on the Dreary, getting him down to 10 health, so good 90 damage early on for this Nova team as they're getting ready to hold down this B side, and Vex playing that hallway, able to get one monster, takes out a second, and very early on, Nova is looking good here.
Great start for Nova. 2 down already on the Bro side. Dreary taking so much damage. It's looking rough for Bros, you know. Bros looking rough right now. Bros looking chopped. I'm just kidding. But they're looking a little rough right now against Nova. But again, this is literally round 1. We have so much time to go, and I'm hoping to see. I know we were told that the Bros team might be lacking a little bit, but hey, they can always have some crazy plays come out.
That's the thing. I mean, it's anything can happen. They finally get the wall open after about a minute, and ooh, Quiet almost gets taken out by a run out from Cutskills, and Vex takes out one, and Peach and Quiet are both one shot here. A lot of damage off on these Nova players, but they have that 5-2 man advantage, and there's not much you can do here if you're Bros. You have 7 health on Quiet, and he's taken out with a headshot, and it's all up to Quiet now on that roof in a 1v5.
Yeah, I think we can definitely assume they're going in for the save. 7 health in hand. They have, you know, a Cyclone, so it's not like too much, but it's still $500. Still something to do with. And I'm not going to lie, I don't know if there's much to come back with this. They're saving 700. I don't know if they're going to be able to get another pig. Oh, they're so close to seeing Karuma there. If I were Quiet, I would kind of see if I could have gone to the left, but it doesn't matter. I think that is going to be it for them. I wonder if Quiet saw that. It was like right on the edge.
I was looking at that. I think he might have like just saw like his heel, but wasn't able to shoot him. Now he's just going to hold that door. And honestly, oh, well, he actually drops. I thought he might have tried to go for a save, but it seems like he's going to try to flank B, but there's only 4 seconds left. You might as well at this point just save your gun. I mean, that's an extra, what? The Cyclone's 550 plus the attachments, and you have foam, but you die. No. And that's, what, almost $800 of weapons and util gone, so they're going to have to buy that back in this next round.
Yeah. Again, if you're already at that end, just go for the save. I'm always like, just go for the save. You're right there. It's not really worth, you know, losing it out. Now you lost 800, right? Was it really worth it in the end to wait till all that and still get killed? But it is what it is. Shout out to, it looks like Venom in a chat. He's on the Nova team for, I believe he captain actually, Nova team for OD. He says my vote obviously is on Nova. Venom, let us know, is this like an org and you guys are acquiring stuff in Breachers, or what is going on? I need some lore drop in the chat, please, if you're still going to be around. I really appreciate that. But I mean, that was rough. Let's pull out some of the stats here. Looks like Bro's obviously not able to get any pick at all. Obviously, on the other side, though, we're seeing some good, well spread out picks, honestly, from Nova. So definitely credit to them.
It's a good flawless. I mean, that is exactly how you want to start if you're Nova here. Seems like, once again, we're going to have a C4 in place for this Nova team. They have it on top of the bunk's door. So I guess they're going to try to wait until one of these players walk in and try to get a free pick. Let's see how this Bros push goes as they're clearing downstairs. Jewish Potato, they're actually 4-man swinging through this back hall. It seems like Jewish Potato throws a flashbang, doesn't get the person on green box, and Quiet is right next to Monster, and Monster takes out one, Scorch with another. Patty also got a refrag, and then Jewish Potato with that Cyclone in hand takes out one, and within 30 seconds, it is a 3v3.
I don't know if you saw, they pre-planted the C4, and I think it was a good idea, but I've learned in game it's loud. That sound cue is so loud. Cutskill's knocking down Jewish Potato, down for the count, almost getting Peach, but unfortunately not able to do that. Nova actually looking a little bit rougher wear, but still a 2v2 situation, and Bros taking so much chip damage.
I do want to, yeah, exactly like you were saying. That C4 is loud. If like they could have definitely heard it from outside. That little beeping noise it makes, which I mean, it definitely needs that from how much damage the C4 does. If it was quiet and you just walked in and got blown, it took so long for Peach to shoot that.
Okay, that was just me.
But they're about to get this wall open, but once again, both of the Bro players are pretty much one-shot Flare with the Spectral, though. He's only 25. Vex sitting close on the box. It seems like he's going to swing, takes out one. Peach was not ready to go for that refrag. And now we're in another situation, Martini. Does Peach just go for a save here? I mean, you're at 20 health. You have a Viper, and you have Foam, too, so you have the... I mean, guess you do have EMP. I don't know what you should do here.
You know what? Peach is goated. They're going to go for the 1v2, somehow win this one out. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping for the best of luck here. 30 seconds on the clock. I mean, you have a Viper. I might just pull out at this point, honestly. Like, you got a lot of utility and gadgets on you.
Especially because Patty's sitting at $50 right now. You, at least having a gun for him coming up into this next round. But it seems like Peach is actually going to try to go for this Vex. And Flare are playing right off of each other like they should to go for that refrag, and Backfires just barely misses Peach. Instant is tossed, and it forced Peach to swing the door, and Flare was ready for it. Kills him with that Spectral, and that's a free Viper in hand for the Nova side now.
That's rough. I mean, what do you do in this 1v2? They have the utility on them. They're forcing you out. There's not much. You can't run back, right? You can't run back. You got the Incendiary right behind you. You got to just commit. And Nova looking pretty good right now. I know they lost a lot of people in that last round. This is what I'm saying. You know, Bros has the potential to do something. It was a 2v2 in the end. To me, that showcases it's relatively, I say relatively, close-ish. The fact that it came down to just those two players on both sides.
It's still an early game. This is anyone's game. Nova up 2-0 though, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. I mean, Bros can. All they need is one round. That's all I say. You just need one round to build momentum off that. This would be a great round to win if you are Bros. I mean, you don't have any full buy rifles, but Nova has what, 2? If you're able to get this round and get those free rifles in hand, you're gonna have money to buy more next round and just try to set yourself up for success. But you gotta win one of these rounds here soon.
One round indeed. Jewish Potato going in. Does no. Oh, the trip mine got them. I'm shocked I got that on cams. But hey, one down already for Bros, and a lot of aggressive defense coming out from Nova, holding down his workbench.
Scorch was actually flashbanged. I don't know if you saw that. And he tried to run away, and Quiet takes out Scorch in that armory room. So it is a 4v4 now, and I believe that was a Vezin. So like I just said, Martini. Now the Bros team, they have a Vezin in hand, so this is now Vezin on both sides. This is looking more favorable for Bros now as Dreary finally walks in the workbench. Vex is actually sitting close on the box, and he gets the blind fire headshot off on the Dreary. And once again, Nova with that 4-3 man advantage, and Vex getting aggressive, swings out. Workshop takes out one, gets refragged. It's now a 3v2 and now a 2v2. Quiet takes out one. Flare looking really low on health, and I want to point out both of the Nova players are in red. It seems like Flare's going to rotate back to site. Probably the smart play here.
I'm not gonna lie, Bros are doing pretty solid. They're doing pretty solid right now, considering the huge paragraph I got about how bad they're gonna play in this game by the Bros team. Which is good. This is good. This showcases this is still a game. They're not quite out. And you're right. You got to be careful when you have that Vezin in hand. The fact that Bros technically are more equipped right now at this point against Nova is impressive. And it makes me a little worried, right? Cutskills has the best gun right now on their team, and it's just the Hideout, which is not nothing. It did get that buff, and it's a lot better than it used to be. But still, you're playing that against Vezins. 2 Vezins on top of that. It's not looking great.
Cadillo is actually, I never used to use it before the update. It is so good now. The fire rate used to be like really bad. Now it's pretty much however fast your trigger finger is. I mean, it's definitely better than the Oral. It costs just as much as the Oral, but Patty walks in, gets the EMP down, and a C4 is tossed, doesn't get a lot of damage. Flair takes out one, and now it's a 1v1, and Quiet
Wow.
gets the pick, and that is why. Oh man, the Bros is in this, Martini. They got that Vezin, and that is what won them that round. That headshot damage gives Bro their first round here.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not think the clutch up would happen, but that showcase, look, that economy difference made the difference there, and it worked out for them in the end because that health was low. It was so low for that last Bros player, but just having a little bit more bullets, a little bit more of that fire rate coming out from that Vezin obviously helped out for the Bros in the very end. 2-1, you're right. I think they're still in the game. And again, as much as I got the craziest paragraph before I think it's the last, this is the first time I've gotten that kind of paragraph before a game in a long time. So, looks like they're doing a pretty good job right now for Bros. And it's only 3 rounds in. We have a full potential 3 maps, Juice. We might be here for the long haul.
And I want to point out, like I said, the economy on Bros, their money is looking pretty good right now. I mean, 3 of their players have more than 2,100. So, I mean, this next round, they should be able to still buy. And they already have, what, 2 Vezins, 2 Cadillos. So this is definitely possible to win. I think we're going to see a bit of an off meta, though. We actually have a lot of the people coming upstairs, and Cutskills was ready for it. Takes out one early. And once again, I feel like Nova has been getting the early picks off, like, to start the round.
Yeah, it's like they're almost reading them. They know exactly what's going on. Bros is arguably being pretty predictive. I love their name. It just sounds funny. Bros Chop. Like that's literally that's why I said that earlier. It's just Bros is whatever. Because it just works perfect. But hey, 30 seconds in a round, already down a player. And we're seeing again C4 in hands for Nova. We'll see if they get some value there. Peach getting knocked out by Cutskills. And again, Cutskills really denying Bros from any entry on the site.
They were ready for the push, and after that initial pick that Cutskills had, you saw the Nova team rotate over, and Cutskills able to get a second one. So, I mean, this off-meta push has kind of been taking the shambles, but Dreary drops the hatch, flashbanged one, took out one. Cutskills, though, now on ace watch, he has 3 kills, so we might see an ace this round if Cutskills can get these next 2.
Gotta play his cards right. Scorch knocking out Patty on the top there. Now leaving just Quiet. At this point, what do you do? What do you do when you're just chilling and you got 4 other Nova players against you? Do you go for the save?
You have a Vezin and you have a stem, so that's a lot of money you're giving up if you do die right here. You only have 55 seconds. He doesn't have EMP. The EMP's on the hatch drop. I think as much as you don't want to save here because you're going to go down 2 rounds now, it's probably the smart play. Jewish Potato only has $75, so that at least be a rifle for him, and they should be able to full buy this next round as long as Quiet stays alive here. So I like the save, but hopefully they don't make the same mistake and wait until 4 seconds and then drop and then die. That would be detrimental. If you're going to save, you have to commit to it and just stay alive.
Yeah, I'm really hoping Quiet doesn't go for it. I'm worried that they will. We saw that already happen before. I don't want them to commit. It's 15 seconds on the clock. At best, maybe you get a pick. I think that's about it.
It's like at this point, 8 seconds. There's no reason for you to drop. That you would just be wasting 3,000, however many dollars with the stem in hand too. And it seems like he's gonna save. Down 3-1, but I mean this is still a close game. I think Nova was just super ready for that push. I mean, Cutskills got 3 of them. He was not fooled at all. And the Bros, they might have to dig deep into their playbook here if they want to try to squeak out some rounds. Because, I mean, it is Nova putting on a good show right now.
Definitely putting on a good show. And Crazily again hopping in saying, not that they would play bad, they just never play together. Which,
Okay.
you know, chemistry is definitely a big deal. I've always said that, you know, in Breachers, once you get to the higher and higher level, right, everyone at that point is great mechanically, for the most part, right? There's very few standout players that will win no matter what based off of purely mechanics. A lot of it, I think, comes down to how the teams play their strategies and a lot of the chemistries into each other's teams. And I think that's more so the case in these later seasons, right? When we're talking about season 1 and 2, when Acer was just so dominant, yeah, their mechanics definitely showcase how good of a team they are. But now we're seeing some great players across the league, and that's what makes me excited. We're seeing some top tier teams really duke it out, and you know, especially with Acer, they took a lot of huge losses, in terms of players this past week or two. So we'll see who ends up being the top team this season.
Once again, another off meta. It seems like they're going to go through fire here, and they're already in sight, bros. Dreary and Jewish Potato in, and gets a little bit of damage on the monster. Flare does take out one. They use that C4 to open up Red Engine, but Jewish Potato with that Cyclone somehow took out a Marui, I believe. Scorch got the refrag though. Vex takes out one. Monster sitting at 1 health now. But once again, the bros push is just getting absolutely denied, and Patty is taken out in Red Engine, or not Red Engine, Fire. That was, the initial push was there, bros. They got into sight, and then after that, they kind of just crumbled. The C4 usage breaking that Red Engine wall, that really set Nova up good for a retake. And it's exactly what happened. And now going on to the side flip, I mean, Nova could put this one into a 5-1, or bros could make it 2-4. I mean, I'm excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, it's that was actually, again, that C4 usage was definitely unique. I was watching and wondering, like, what are they gonna do? I saw the C4 planted already, and then when they blew the wall open and knocked out almost a second player, I'm like, wow, like it is a great way to almost ambush. You can ambush people now on your own site, which is kind of insane if you really think about it. So again, I know I saw someone talk smack about the C4, and I think it's still underutilized. I think it's underrated I think it's recently good. It's goodly rated, but I think it can be so much better. And we'll see that as these people get very creative, because I think it's one of those things where it really rewards creativity.
That is like the perfect example. Like what you just said, creativity is exactly what the C4 is used for. That the way that Nova was able to retake site, if the C4 wasn't a thing, then Nova's kind of screwed right there, because bros had complete control of site. They would have had to either go through the vent or go through connector, and they would have been kind of shut off. But blowing that wall, they're able to have more angles to go into site, and that's what got them that retake.
It definitely did. 4-1 coming into this last round of this first half. We'll see if bros can eke out the last round. It's exactly what they need, because it's been a struggle for them the last couple rounds. So hopefully we can make something happen here. Beautiful frag. Unfortunately, not quite enough to really stick it, as Jewish Potato going in for their own reverse frag. Vex, though, knocking out Jewish Potato. Vex getting out a second, but Dreary there for the refrag.
Once again, playing that hallway, Vex able to get some good usage out of it, takes out 2, and Dreary is going to send one of those players running back in the site. Flared now at 40. He's going to get a stem back, but I like the 2-for-1 that Vex played right there. He probably mostly, Flare takes out 1, takes out a second, and once again, Patty is left in a 1v4. I mean, there's not much you can do if you're left in this situation. Cutskill's walking up the stairs, but Patty's watching, and he takes him out, dwindling the numbers just a little bit, but he takes a lot of damage. And I believe he does have a stem, and Scorch goes for the swing on the doorway and takes him out. In Nova 5-1 going into the half.
I mean, let me pull up this replay. It was a great play by Vex, getting that 1-2 punch right at the beginning. I don't think they were ready for that, and they did a great start. And I think we saw a second 2K coming out from Nova. So they're doing a really good job right now against bros, and bros is definitely struggling right now to really keep it together. But hey, again, we've seen inklings. We've seen inklings of them getting some great picks, some great plays against Nova. We'll see what they can do on their defensive half.
Like we've said before, I mean, you could just be a defensive team. I mean, it happens. Sometimes people just suck at attack, and maybe their defense is a lot better. I mean, they're gonna have to hope so. And I want to see some aggression from the bros team. I think that is what's going to bring you back into this game. You have to deny the quick Nova push, especially if they try to do something funky. You got to be ready for it. You can't let them just storm site and take you out. And I like where Jewish Potato is playing, right outside of the green box area, playing in this hall. They got to do something here to bring them back.
That indeed. Coming into this upcoming round, first time on this second half, Nova only needs 2 more, then it's game over for map 1. We'll see what they can do, as we're going to be seeing some aggressive plays. Jewish Potato all the way deep, maybe playing a little extended, as that drone is coming out, does spot them. So hopefully they'll have to play around that.
Jewish shoots out the drone, but I believe he heard the window break upstairs above. A monster crouch walking down. Monster also does have EMP. He might run in the Jewish here soon. Who's gonna see who first? I don't think Jewish has his gun ready. That was an instant, and he takes out Monster. I was not expecting that. Patty also takes out one. And early on, Bros with the man advantage. Dreary gonna go for an aggressive swing and gets punished for it. Gets a little bit of damage off on the Vex, and then cut skills coming from that flank. Off into the bathroom hall, takes out one in that med room, and just like that, it's a 3v3. But the EMP is down on the stairs, and Jewish Potato has calmed that to his team, and I believe he's going to sit here and just keep jiggle peeking it and try to hold it off as long as he can.
This is definitely the play to make at this point. Nova now having to retake their own EMP. We'll see if Flare is gonna be smart. Maybe watching out for Jewish Potato. I don't think they're expecting it to be clean, but it just might be. They gotta be very careful though. If Potato does not watch it at the right moment, they might be missing out. Peach though on the opposite end, taking out cut skills, and it's looking rough right now for Nova. They have been losing and fighting back, but it hasn't been a good trade for them. Here as Bags gets picked up, almost with the second on Flare.
He got a lot of damage, though, off on the Flare before he died, so Flare is sitting at 35. It's a 2v1 now. I mean, the Bros players are splitting up. Okay. Flare's going to go for a retake, or rotate, rather. It seems like he's actually probably going to pop the hatch here, and Peach and him are about equal health, and it seems like he's actually going to go for a dartboard room flank, but he only has 30 seconds. He's got to do something quick here. Now he's running back to B. Maybe he was just making footsteps to, yeah, his footsteps were actually bringing the Bros team over to A, and he's gonna be able to drop hatch.
No way! He goes for the EMP plan. They were scared off onto the other side, but unfortunately Flare swings it just a little too wrong. That was tight. That was tight. I thought Nova might have been able to make something happen there, but Bros came out there in the end 2-5. Again, they have it in them. They have it in them, Juice.
They do. I mean, you're on the defensive side now. They might just be a defensive team. I mean, you win 1-0, and it was a good try from Flare right there. I like that he was baiting his footsteps, and it drew the Bros team to the other side, and he was able to drop, and I thought he was going to get that EMP down, but just barely. I think he got 2 ticks, but then those 2 Bros players playing together, going for the refrag, get the kill. They're still down here, but I mean, it is definitely possible to come back from this deficit. I mean, crazier things have happened.
We've seen the 5-1 curse. There is a reason why it is called that. Not to say it's an easy curse, right? It really does require something to happen. But sometimes it really, as we mentioned before, it really does come down to a side of difference. Bros just might be better at defense. Nova might just be better at defense themselves. We'll see, though, as they do come ahead. Because I will say that is a pistol round, and I've seen pistol rounds go so many different ways, so many different times. So we'll see if it does carry over. A lot of SMGs, though, coming out by the Bro Squad. They are playing aggressive for economy this round.
Heavy sight hold from Bros, except Jewish Potato playing all the way upstairs. The rest of the team is holding down A, except Peach and Patty, kind of split between connector. So Bros is going to give up that workshop area pretty quick. I believe the trips have already been shot out. So Nova taking space really early on, and Dreary takes out one very quick with a wall bang onto those boxes. So early 5-4 man advantage, but I believe Monster knows he's in that corner, and he takes out one. So hurting the numbers just a little bit, but off on that back side. Jewish Potato is going to be going on this flank here soon.
Peach is so close. I'm surprised they haven't gone in for the swing. Quiet taking a lot of damage there as they decide to stick it for the flank. Quiet getting picked up as they couldn't hide in the corner. JP, though, picking up cut skills in the end with a 2-3K in the end. Leave me just Peach. What? What is this?
I don't know what just happened. I mean, everyone was just refragging off of each other. And the Bros team comes out on top. Martini, we might have a game here. Bros have won their first 2 defensive rounds and making a bit of a comeback here. I mean, the EMP got down for Nova, but they weren't holding the crosses as well as they probably should have. And Bros was able to capitalize off that and win that round.
Juice, I think, was that like 5 or 6 kills in under 10, 20 seconds? It was something insane. I could not keep up with the kill feed. Even with the replay I was watching, it just bumped. Like, it was just a big, big dump of names. And this is what I was saying earlier, right? Bros has it in them. It's not impossible. There's something to have come out here in the end. So I'm excited. I'm excited. You know, shout out to I think is it Crazy Lee. I know you're in the chat earlier. Hey, they're doing okay. Honestly, they're doing okay for what you said. So I'm excited to see if they can hold us out. Maybe get a map 3 today. Why not? Why not? Let's make it interesting.
Why not? I mean, I would not mind a map 3, but like you said, it was like a whole cluster there on that site door. It was like you said, it was like 6 or 7 people that died like within like 3 or 4 seconds. It was just like everyone running at each other, shooting, just mag dumping each other. But Bros came out on top, and I mean they're really coming back here. I like what I'm seeing from this Bros team as we get into round 9. Early pre-nade from the Bros team doesn't get any damage, but the drone is going to come down to the captain quarters, and once again Nova is taking space very early. A very site heavy hold now for Bros. I believe they're all pretty much going to stay inside of A except Jewish Potato holding that hallway. So ready to see how this push here develops as a grenade is tossed and gets a little bit of damage on the monster.
You know, I'm excited to see if Bros wins this one out. I can definitely say at the end of this map, if they win, Bros not chopped, I guess, in the end. As a lot of chip damage coming out there on to Monster. JP trying to pick up some more on the side with a little bit of blind firing there as Nova. Now, oh my goodness, Monster played a little too aggressive as JP knocks him down for the count, leaving just the 4 on the corner. Vex having to play aggressive on this corner, maybe trying to get a push in, but I mean, we see Drew, we see Jewish Potato playing again so far deep. This blind fire is working so well for the Bros.
Jewish Potato is so good with that blind fire. As Cut Skills gets one off inside, he swung the door, and Peach is actually close on the door here. Dreary takes out one that ran in the breach, and Dreary takes out a second. Vex, very low on health, is going to swing through the door, and Peach was ready for it, and it's all up the flare now in a 1v3, and he's taken out by Quiet. Quiet is going to die to that instant, but oh my goodness, Bros, Crazy Lee, your team is coming back. We are seeing this in real time, and Bros is not out of it. They are not out of this game.
I love the just kamikaze play. It almost, you know, it did work out for them in the end. They got the pick, but obviously it did cost Nova that one life. So not great juice, but hey, they're doing good. 4 and 5, they're running back to maybe an overtime. And hey, here's the thing: if they keep going on this momentum, they don't have to play overtime. They can force this into a 7-5, you know, reverse sweep win. It's not impossible. It looks like we're getting there, but I don't think Nova's going to take this one sitting down.
And if it does end up going to an overtime, whoever has the most points is most likely going to take defense, because, I mean, it's pretty much just been defense winning this entire time. It's been 5-1 for the Nova side. They've lost 3 straight now, and if it's another 5-1 for Bros, I believe if Bros ends up bringing this to a 6-6 tie, I think they should have score. It'll be close, but I'm excited to see this. This could be an overtime match.
I'm feeling overtime. The closer we get to the end, the closer it looks like Bros might be able to somehow squeak out a win, which, again, kudos to them. I know they have a lot of rough things going on in this game, but if they can win with this, I'm excited to see what their top roster can manage as Nova trying to figure out and plan out this upcoming attack and going in for the general push from A. They already have Workbench set up.
Once again, it's kind of another site-heavy hold, except Jewish Potato once again playing all the way upstairs. He's going to play on a deep flank, it seems. He's going to wait for these Nova players to think that no one's on the flank, and that is when he's going to strike. The door blocker off on the A is now popped with that grenade flare with EMP. Who has foam? Monster does have foam. I'm not sure why he's not putting it on just yet. The Jewish Potato now creeping down those stairs, getting ready for this, and we're kind of at a stalemate. No damage has been done, and we're a minute into this round.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if JP can really spring out this trap onto the back of them as Nova getting ready for this breach. A lot of utility coming out, C4 going, not quite landing anywhere. But this is getting close. No, JP gets picked up on the back end. Looks like Flare able to predict where they were.
That's a huge pick. That is an absolutely huge pick because Flare able to get a Vezin out of that. He only had a Viper, so now he has a full buy rifle in hand, and Peach takes out a flanker, and Peach takes out another. Patty gets one. What is happening? I thought it was looking good for Nova, but it's not, and Bros ties it. What just happened? Once again, it was like 4 or 5 people dying in a span of 3 seconds. And Bro's tying it up right now. We might see a bit of an upset here.
Check out this replay. Drury coming in with a 1, 2, 3, I believe 4K in the end. Looking really good right there for Bros. And this is what I was telling Crazy Lee. Just because your team's kind of on a skeleton crew or even a rough week doesn't mean they can't have great plays. And I will say, great play after great play. Bros has been coming through for this one. I'm getting scared for Nova at this point. They need to get one. They need to get one to at least allow themselves overtime. But the fact that Bros has been keeping them stuck on this 5-1 curse, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked, Juice, if we see a 7-5 win from Bros. From Bros.
I'm shocked right now. The way that Bros has been able to come back, and I do want to point out the economy right now. The economy is looking so much better for Bros. I mean, they are balling. They have all the money in the world. They have all full buys, every single bit of util they want. But on the Nova side, they only have, what, 1 full buy rifle with a couple SMGs. And if they lose this round, their economy is just going to be even worse. So it is looking rough. This is a must-win round, but no, mental mistake. The drone did not see the trip mines, and Vex is taken out early.
That is gonna be a doozy already for Nova. And this is also gonna be their thrifty round. And I dare say Nova has to win this one, I think, to maybe force this into that last overtime. Otherwise, I could see Bros, if they play their cards right, they can get the next 2, which would definitely be a little bit complicated for the Nova players.
If Bros wins this one, I mean, as Patty gets a kill with an instant, yeah, this is not looking good for Nova. I mean, you have to be in shambles. The wall is finally open, but look at the Bros team. They are all in sight, ready for this push. Smokes are being thrown to deny that sight, the view into sight, and I don't know what you do here if you're Nova. You don't have a lot of util to work with. You have a couple flashbangs and incense, but a blind flare over the counter takes out Scorch, and it's all up to Cutskills and Flare. This is not looking good, and it seems like Bros might be able to force at least overtime here.
Flare and Cutskills in a 2v1, 1v5, sorry, 1v5, I didn't say 2v1, 1v5 for Cutskills in a crazy turn of events for Bros, somehow coming out with their own proper 5-1 curse. I see Venom in the chat saying Nova's got this. Oh, never mind. Cutskills knocking down JP down for the count. Still 4 left on the counter. 40 seconds on the clock. EMP is down. I'm gonna be honest, you gotta go in for the picks and quiet, knocking him down.
I was gonna say we're gonna need a miracle to happen for Cutskills to pull that one out. And Bros now forcing at least match point here, and Bros is looking good right now. They are sitting pretty. I mean, Nova is going to be able to buy guns, but the utility is what's really going to screw them over here. They don't have a lot of money. Look, they're already buying guns, and it seems like Scorch is going to go with an RCP just so he can buy a util. So once again, I mean, I am liking this for Bros. At the beginning, I mean, we saw the 5-1, and did we curse them? I don't know if we said anything about the 5-1.
Sorry, I didn't mean it, Chad. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean the caster's curse.
No.
You know, it's just why we got to call it out, right? And it's unfortunate sometimes, but that's how it goes. And it is good for Bros, right? I will say, like, no matter what ends up happening, it's always good for one of the teams, which is, you know, that's a good thing to say. It's beneficial for one of them. Bros obviously has somehow eked out, I think, against all odds against what? Let me pull up those connoisseur votes. 57-5 against all 57 odds to 5. Somehow Bros have been making this one work out. Nova have been doing a good job, but they've been struggling on this attack.
The attack has just not been good from either side, but Bros, if this has just been an absolute treat to watch. I mean, Bros is doing such a good job here denying the push, and it seems like Nova just doesn't have an answer for it. Is Jewish Potato already getting a lot of damage off on the monster, so a stem is going to have to already be used. And starting off early, I mean, the defensive hold is looking pretty. But if we actually look, a lot of the Bros players, actually 2 of them are holding B, just kind of wall banging, but the main push is coming from A, so we're going to have to probably see some of those Bros players rotate over. But, oh man, Nova, they got to do something here if they want to force overtime.
I gotta say, these blind fires for Bros have been so useful. Nova has just been taking so much chip damage. and blind firing too. So they gotta be very careful with how they approach these sites. Apparently it's readable. Scored still getting a huge shot through the wall. I mean, these wall banks are just insane.
The wall banks have been the name of the game pretty much. I mean, it's been crazy. There's been so many picks as our C4 is tossed, and it takes too long to detonate, but there was the grenade. I didn't even see the grenade. Quiet takes out one. So early man advantage in favor of Bros, and Jewish Potato takes out one on that hallway wall. Cutskills gets one of his own, and Cutskills is actually in sight right here. Doesn't take out Dreary. Vex takes out one. Flare with another. It's a 2v2 situation. Vex takes out one, and wait a minute. Nova might be able to force overtime here. It's all up to Jewish Potato with half health and a 1v2 as he swings the door. Doesn't get any damage, but now it's a post-plant situation, so he's got to do something here. And Flare finishes it off. So we are going to overtime. Both teams went 5-1 on defense. So who has the advantage? Nova has the point advantage, so I guarantee you they're going to take the defense, and they do.
That indeed. Dare I say, I think this is going to be going the way of Nova. I mean, we saw both teams dominate on that defensive half. It would require Bros to pull something crazy out of their bag of tricks. Let me see. Someone said Nova's just giving us a show. Shout out to Pax in the chat. Nova's just giving us a show. Trust. They're drawing it out for the crowd, and dare I say it feels like that way because Nova played very well in that last round. It felt a little different than a lot of their other attacking rounds. I'm not sure what switched in their minds, but it switched so well for them.
They really needed that round. I mean, if you'd have lost that round and gave up this first map,
game, right?
your mental had to have been really bad going into map 2. I mean, this is like, you do not want to succumb to the 5-1 curse. If you're Nova here, you are hoping to win this round, but if you're Bros, you're happy to be even in this game. Coming back from down 5-1 is just, it's always awesome to see. And we're going to see if Bros is going to be able to squeak this one out.
We will see some interesting. Dreary already knocking out Cutskills, which is going to be a vital pick. Patty goes in for the push as they almost got snuffed out by the frag. JP going in with some own beautiful thing. Score taking so much chip damage as their own reverse incendiary coming out finally. Peach, though, taking someone down for the count. What is going on? Bros already up 2 picks.
There's way too much going on right now. One Jewish Potato was in the smoke, so he couldn't see him. Scorch takes out one, and it's all up to Scorch and Monster here in a 2v3. They're both hurt. Monster, they do have a C4 in hand with a stem, but they're gonna have to wait, and Dreary takes out Scorch from the wall. It's all up to Monster here, 27 health in a 1v3, takes out one, dwindles the numbers, but Bros Quiet takes him out, and what a comeback we've seen from the Bros team to steal map 1.
I'm just letting this replay go. Sorry, let it. There you go. Quiet. Look at that. Look at them enjoying their win. They're so happy. Oh. Shout out to the Bros winning map 1. And honestly, I think probably one of the craziest comebacks I've personally seen on a cast in a hot minute. Nothing I really think compares to this as something I had seen in like playoff matches, right? This is insane. The 5-1 curse really coming through in the end for Nova. I mean, if I were Nova, I would take the break. I would take the break, take a 10-minute break, really take a breather, because that was tough. That was definitely tough for them.
It was tough, and I have to completely agree with you. You got to get your mental straight. Take a time out here, go over some things, because you have to not be happy with that second half performance. You got to somehow lock into this. But if you're Bros right now, you are feeling on top of the world. I mean, even your own captain not necessarily didn't believe, but he thought it was not going to look too good. But they squeaked it out. They won, and you have to give them so much credit for that. I mean, that was awesome to see, and that was a beautiful map 1. So I'm expecting the same for the second map. I'm expecting another close one.
Me too. I mean, talk about beautiful game indeed. Let's pull up some of these final scoreboards. In the end, we see Vex coming out obviously with a huge amount of picks. On the other side, though, I mean, we're seeing a lot more, I would say more spread. But, I mean, JP doing a lot. Dreary coming out with their own. And, I mean, even with the more amount of kills on the side of Nova, it just wasn't quite enough to really make them win things out. Granted, we went to a 6-7 loss for Nova, so that is definitely a good thing to see there. Dark Raven said, "Where's my shout out?" Yeah, shout out to Dark Raven. What did you even say, Dark Raven? I didn't see anything. I was shouting out someone else with a good point. I will shout you out. We have a great comment or point. I'm definitely going to be pulling it out, and shout out to again everyone in the chat. I see the love. Everyone's in there having a good time, relaxing. Hopefully it's a good show. It's a good show for me right now, Juice. I mean, what are we expecting to see here?
I am expecting to see another map 2. What is the map 2 we're going to? Seems like it is going to be a hideout. So another classic. I'm expecting it to be a very close game, and I am getting news from Scorch. They are going to be taking their 10-minute break, but I'm expecting that.
That's exactly what I would have done. I mean, people don't understand the power of a break. Sometimes you just need to take a breather and just say, hey, you know, that was tough. That was a tough round, especially when you take so many losses back to back. Remember, this is a 5-1 curse. They had to lose at least 5 or 6 in a row. That's going to do a lot to your mental, right? It's gonna be challenging for them in the end, but hey, we're gonna be seeing them go for a break. Someone said, Martini, you jinxed it. I'm sorry, y'all. That is just Caster's curse. It is unfortunate. It wasn't just me. It was Juice too. You know, blame Juice.
No.
Blame Juice too. Blame Juice too.
Oh man.
Wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. Okay, there's 2 casters in the booth. It's not just me. But hey, it looks like they are gonna be taking their break, so we'll be going to a quick ad intermission. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Hopefully not too long.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. And somebody
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Wow. Prepare to start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. And somebody
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Wow. Match point. Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. Can somebody reinforce?
Go.
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2
Match point.
Here we come up into map 2. I mean, let's talk about what we had just seen. Bros on, dare I say, a very crazy comeback. A 5-1 curse. Again, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this in a hot minute. And yet we just saw that tonight.
It was looking like Nova was on top of the world to start that half, and you go up 5-1, and you're sitting pretty. I mean, you're looking so good. But bro, staying resilient, able to come back in. I mean, you have to give them credit. The mental was probably low, but they stuck with it. They didn't give up, and they won in overtime, 7-6. So I mean, that was a treat to watch for a map 1, and I'm hoping for the same on the second one.
No, but taking their break, I'm assuming they're the one that took their break. So obviously they got that mental reset. Hopefully it is enough for them going into this map 2. We'll see if that does play out in just a bit. I'd be a little worried for them, but the fact that they took a break makes me feel better. You know, they gone straight into it. I might have been a little more worried about how they would have panned out for at least for the first couple rounds.
It's I don't know. I was actually shocked. I was completely shocked, but Nova, they're probably not too happy about that performance. Probably looking to come back and send us to a map 3. I mean, you gotta lock in here. I mean, bros, they have all the momentum right now. Everything is against the Nova squad, but they can still show up and win this. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could go either way now.
We should let them get started.
I told her.
Okay, cool. They can get started whenever soon. I see all 10 in this arena. I mean, we're seeing JP, the sub, doing pretty good. At least not top fragging, but top 2 fragging. He's doing a great job as a sub right now for the Bros team. Looks like they are finally going to be getting started as we come into a what can I say, a team favorite, a league favorite map. I think everyone has seen this map 10 times over compared to every other map. I think you might have recognized this one. Of course, Hideout, I think, is where the best of the best teams really duke it out. So we'll see which team is quote-unquote the better team, I think, at the end of this map. Because to me, Hideout, because it's been around for so long, granted things have changed with stuff like the C4 being added in, it still stands the test of time as being, I think, a closer, I think, comparison between two teams. Who is I think the more technical or at least more skillful team of the two, because it's not like you're gonna have any map favorites. Everyone has played Hideout 10,000 times over.
I was going to point that out. Everyone has played Hideout. It's not like a map like Mall where only some people play and other people just ban it all the time. Everyone knows Hideout, or they should, inside and out. As it is one of the oldest maps. So you're going to see both of these teams know the layout, and they're going to know what to do here. So I'm excited to see how this goes. And it's Nova starting on the attack, Bros on the defense. I'm excited to see how this goes. Bros hoping to start off good this time around instead of going down early, but I'm excited to see how this one pans out.
Yeah, I forgot to say it at the end of the game last time. Obviously, Bros is not chopped. They did a great job in the last and go to an overtime win. So hopefully we see something similar. Nova, though, really trying to poke, and Prodriri knocking out cut skills from the stairs. I mean, this is a great start already to the Bros, the defense. I'm not sure if that's a super chat. Shout out to Ignite VR, says welcome to VRML. Did they just get the membership? Is that what that means? But shout out to them.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, like, Bros, they're playing great as of early, but Karuma takes out two, and EMP is down, Martini. I didn't even see that. It's a 2v2 now. Monster, if he can get outside, he would be in great position to hold this. It's a 2v1. I can't believe Nova was able to get the EMP down. And this is one of those spots, Martini, like factory top floor planning on Cubby. This is so hard to win on the post plant if you are the defense, because Peach is either going to have to turn his back to defuse the bomb or try to take out two of these players outside of the breach. I mean, this is almost an unwinnable situation for the defense.
It definitely is, especially in the 2v1. No, they can't play it. No!
Oh.
They tried to go in for the pick on Bex. They came down to the wire, but not quite enough in the end. I mean, Nova, talk about eking out that. There were so many early round losses, but that was a huge turnover when that EMP plan.
They needed that. That EMP plan is what saved them. They were able to get that down, get outside, and it's so hard to lose that on the post plant. If you are the attack, you could just blind fire over that little half wall and just jiggle peek it as long as you want. And credit to Nova. I mean, it was looking like it was going to go into Bro's favor.
It was. That round, you know, have you seen those like chess counter things where like it kind of shows you who's like more likely to win at a certain point in time? Yeah, probability. In that moment, it was kind of swinging the Bros a little bit, and that plan, you know, kind of swung it back to Nova, right? So good to see on Nova. Look, their mental's not fully chalked, right? They're able to come in, have some solid good plays. We will say, you know, this is generally touted as an offensive sided map, so we'll see what they can do, because this might be a side difference as we saw in the previous map. So I will say we can't really count our chickens until we've seen them until the very end, after both halves have gone through. Cut skills going to be playing very deep, and we're seeing kind of a wide-ish attack coming out from Nova as two players a little bit deeper out, and they're trying to go in maybe for some kind of wide A push, I think.
What I'm looking for right now is Flare outside on that generator box. He has 4 flashbangs, and what I think he's gonna do is he's gonna wait for his Nova team to take control of the balcony and just chuck flashbangs through that window and try to blind everyone in A to let his Nova team walk in. I think he's waiting for his team to get set up, but that's definitely something that we have to look forward to as this push starts to begin. As one player, Jewish Potato, gets a little bit of damage taken off on the Scorch, and once again, kind of at a standstill. They're just kind of walking around. Gotta get film on this walk here soon, but the push is developing, and the Bros team is they have 4 people holding A site right now.
That indeed. Frack coming out, not quite getting any chip damage against the Nova players. Scorch, though, taking a lot of damage himself. 68 down. But this is, look at the Bros defense. They have 1, 2, 3 players just held in. They gotta be very careful, though. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw some utility coming out just like that. The frag coming out in hand.
The flashbangs that Flare was throwing. He's thrown 3 now. Hasn't thrown the 4th. This Scorch gonna get the EMP down. He does, but it takes his life. But that is a good position you want to be in if you are on the attack. Monster takes out that Jewish Potato right there. The top frag from last game. And once again, Martini, an early post-plant situation for the attack. It's in a good spot right now to hold it from the balcony. Peach getting a lot of chip damage taken off from cut skills on the bottom of the stairs. in a good position to take out Peach, and he does, and it's all up to these two Bros players. One is taken out, it's all up to Quiet, and he gets cleaned up by Vex. And once again, the post plant for Nova is working out really well, and you got to give a shout out to Scorch right there. He sacrificed his life for the greater good. I think that was the team play right there, and it won them that round.
I just don't know how they're eking out these rounds so well right now. They're getting these plants down, and Bros, they have to adjust their strategies. We're seeing Nova consistently getting that plant down. Granted, they're using a lot of utility in order to do so, and I'm shocked that we haven't really seen any good responses yet from Bros. Nova is definitely running away with it right now. We might be going into map 3 because it's looking like pretty Nova-sided right now.
The money, by the way, Nova, 3 full buy rifles with a lot of stems and util, and on the Bro side you have 4 Vipers and an Omen. So the economy is in favor of Nova, but this is one of those rounds, Martini. If Bros can somehow squeak out of this and win this somehow and get those free rifles, this is where they propel themselves to start winning more in the game. So this is definitely a huge round for the Bros side. If they can win this, they'd be in a good spot.
We'll see if they can, because this is definitely going to be a thrifty round, as you pointed out earlier. It was going to be a huge loss for Nova if they can't quite make it work out. Self-flashing happening there, a little bit of smoke coming out. And Nova, again, doing a similar thing they did last time, really trying to poke and prod, trying to see if they can really draw out and get one of these players ahead of time.
Player holding that Marui from really far outside. That's a really smart play. You know the economy on Bros is not that good, so they're not going to have the long range guns. As Catskills off in the theater actually wallbang headshots one walking through the connector. And we're going to see an A rotate, and Nova is taking sight right now. Monster's in. Flare takes out Jewish Potato on that backside. Instance, flashbangs are being tossed, and all of the Bros players are one-shot. They have a combined health of like 10. Cutskills takes out one, and it's all up to these two Bros players, both one-shot post-plant, and Nova is looking pretty, and it's all up to Dreary, and he is taken out, and what a dominant showing there from Nova. I mean, the gun advantage definitely helped them right there, but I mean, that was a good push. It was beautiful.
That was tough. I think it was 3 or 2v1 in the end, obviously with the gun advantage. Another 2v1, one of them getting knocked down in the end. But Nova is, again, I gotta say, it feels like they're running away. I feel like we're going to map 3. I'm gonna be honest, just seeing the strong performance coming out from Nova, it's really giving me like we're about to see a map 3 tiebreaker, which I think will be interesting, because I'm curious which map they'll end up choosing, because if Bros was able to kind of eke out a solid map win, does it come down to map? Does it come down to the map choice in the end?
But to point out, this is exactly how the first map started. Nova was winning rounds early, and then after that flip is when Bros turned it around. So I wonder if it's going to be the same here. But definitely a good bounce back start for Nova here. You win these first 3, but this is where you have to keep it rolling. You can't slow down. You have to keep pushing, because I mean, you give up one round, and then the momentum is going to start going into Bros' favor, and they could probably come back again, and you do not want that. You have got to win this and send it to a map 3.
I mean, yeah, I'm seeing people in the chat, Jacob, saying the same thing. Nova got 5-1 cursed first map. Doesn't mean they can't have it happen again. And we'll see, right? Again, this is Nova on the attack. If this is Nova on the defense, I might feel a little different about it. But this is Nova on their attacking half, doing a really good job against the Bros. So we'll see what they end up doing. It looks like we might be seeing a off-meta push potentially off of B. We're seeing a pretty, again, a spread-out attack.
Was kind of spread out, and they're taking their time to get up to the wall. Who has foam? Does Scorch have it? Scorch does have foam. He's going to get it on this wall. But the Bros team kind of rotated over to B right now. I think Cutskills is making noise. Jewish Potato sitting on kill box with Patty right next to him. So a lot of these defenders are outside of B. When the main push is probably going towards A, you have Flare outside again, once again with a flashbang getting ready. It also has a grenade. I think he's going to probably try to toss it through the windows. Cutskills off on the kill box. Hall takes out 2, so that is it takes out a 3rd, so he is storming in sight right now on Ace Watch.
Going in, trying to get a 4th, gets the 4th, goes in maybe for the 5th. Oh! I think the flash is what did him in. I don't know if you saw that. I think it was like a last second flash Almost a beautiful ace coming out, but hey, Nova still playing really well. Look at Nova cut skills here with a pick, getting flashed right at the last second. I think that would have been an ace, Juice.
That was his ace. He's probably so mad at himself right there. Who flashbanged me? But I mean, that was close. He almost had that, and that's what you need, the aggression. That is what's gonna win you these games. I mean, you had the push kind of like stalled out for a little bit until cut skills on the backside by himself takes out the 2 in kill box haul, and then walks in and takes out 2 more. I mean, that is the sort of aggression that you need to win against this Bros team. And Bros, they got to do something here if they want to try to come back. And
Bros might be chopped. Bros might.
We're back to it. We're back to it. Bros is chopped. You've heard it here from Martini.
I'm
first.
sorry.
I didn't say that.
Hey, whoa!
It.
It's again a joke. I have to, the guys. I gotta say to everyone. Remember, on cast when I say all these are all jokes. I had to say this because I remember someone was like, "You hated Wicked back in like season 1 and 2," and I was like, "No, I don't. Like, I don't hate any team. I have no ill will against any team. This is all for the entertainment of the cast, and let's not pretend like y'all don't have a good time when we're messing around and playing a little aggressive. I think on some of these casts and talking about a little aggressive on some of these. That's a deep frag coming out from Scores. Great throw out actually there. I don't think I've seen that beautiful one. Peach though knocking out Monster down for the cow. They got to be careful about how they approach this.
Vex is watching Dreary. Dreary sitting in that corner of garage, but Vex, as soon as that smoke goes away, it's either Vex is gonna kill him, but Dreary walks out of the smoke and gets a second. Vex gets the refrag though. Peach though sitting by that toolbox. I don't know if Vex knows he's there. He's going for some wall bangs, and he pre-fires it, but Peach with a good shot and Scorch with a quick refrag. But on the backside of A, Cut Skills just popped the hatch, so kind of a split push here, but the EMP is in garage right now, so I wonder if the Nova team is going to try to regroup here or if they're going to try to solo this on both sides.
I mean, if they can force these 1v1s, Bros, Nova might have a chance of still salvaging out this round. Looks like they might be coming in and regrouping for a second. Cut Skills come down, I believe, staircase to really meet up with Scorch. I don't know. Do you think they're still going to make it a B push?
I think the push is going to be B, but if you look at the Bros side, they pre-blew up Laundry. I don't know if the Nova team drummed it out, but that is something to point out. If Scorch is not ready for it, Patty could swing out here and get a quick pick, and I don't think Scorch knows it's open, but Patty's right on the other side of the breach, just waiting for it, and we're kind of at a standstill. Cut Skills drops the hatch, and Patty gets him out, but Scorch with a quick refrag, and Scorch gets a second, and it's all up to Jewish Potato. He gets a little bit of chip damage, and he takes out Scorch and Jewish Potato with the clutch. Takes him out with the Omen, gets possession of a Vezin, and Bros wins their first round of this map too.
I was just eyeing Scorch in the corner, and I forgot who was over there, but the Bros player just almost got them, but they were distracted by someone that was on the side, and it could have been a beautiful 2K in the end. It didn't end up being a 2K for the Nova player, but 1 in 4. Dare I say, Juice? Are we seeing like another 5-1 curse? I almost want Bros to lose this one just to see if they can do another 5-1 curse.
You know what? We'll have to see that. Or actually, Nova might just lose this round on purpose just so they don't get 4. Now, that'd be crazy, right? If they just walked in with their hands up and lost so they could go 4-2 instead of 5-1. That would be crazy to see. I mean, if another 5-1 happened, I don't know what I would do. I mean, this would probably be one of the craziest casts I've ever watched.
A double 5-1 curse on the same cast. I don't think it's happened yet for me, so this would be a first time. So I'm gonna say if they don't win this, cast is over. Well, I mean, never mind, it's gonna be over anyways. But we're not seeing map 3. I need to see the 5-1 curse 2 times in a row. I'm just kidding, no, but we'll see what ends up happening in the end as we come already blazing hot into this round. Monster struggling to take out that static. I think people forget you can only hit the static at certain angles for it to get knocked out, as Vex taking way too much damage.
It's an interesting hold, though, because they kind of just completely gave up storage, and Bros giving up a lot of space early on. Nova, complete control of storage wall, and Monster's going to take advantage of that. And once that storage wall gets open, it could be a free plant onto the little cubby box thing. If Monster tries to go for it, Nate is tossed and doesn't get any damage. But Nova is kind of pinching the side, but on the backside of Waterfall, Patty is coming down by the stairs, but Cutskills is watching it with a cloak, and he gets the swing and takes him out. Monster gets the EMP down, and once again, it's going to be a post-plant situation for Nova.
Monster going in for those shots, not quite landing anywhere. I don't know, this might be a Nova win. Juice, I mean, 5 up still. They got the EMP down. Bros is down to just 3 of their players. Karuma goes out for the swing. Vex with their own with the second. Dreary somehow getting the 2K, but can't quite take the 2 different shots from 2 different angles in the end. And here we go, Nova 5-1. I will say, we were just here before.
Oh man, hopefully history does not repeat itself. I mean, it would be pretty funny. It'd be pretty funny, but if you are Nova right now, you're looking at that 5-1 and you're like, okay, we have to lock in on this defense. We cannot sell another 5-1 lead. They got to send this to a map 3, but if you're Bros, you've been in this spot before. Last game, you can do this. I mean, you have the ability to do it. We know, as we saw last game. So I'm excited to see if Nova is able to turn this around, or if Bros can have another miraculous 5-1 curse.
Bros, we've been here before. We played these games before. So we'll see. We'll see if Bros can come out and eke this one. 5-1. You know, you don't want to get 5-1 cursed 2 maps in a row. That's gonna be a little challenging. It's already hard on the mental. I'm wondering, is Nova thinking about it already? Are they already thinking, man, we've been here before, is this gonna happen again? You know, we'll see what ends up happening. If Bros wins this first round, I don't know, I'd be a little scared for Nova.
You have to have goldfish memory if you're Nova. You just have to completely forget about that last game, and it seems like that's what's happening. Scorch takes out 1, but he's quickly refragged. Jewish Potato takes out 1 in bedroom so early. Man, disadvantage for Nova, but we have Cutskill sitting downstairs. I don't know if these Bros players know, but it's going to be this A push, and Peach takes out 1, so the numbers are dwindling for Nova here. 3-2-2-2 now. Karuma getting some picks. All up to these 2 Bros players to see if they can potentially start the ascend from being down 5-1.
Can they come back? I think Bros has to win this. If they give Nova that 6, I think it's going to give them momentum to keep really going forward. So they've really got to lock in. Got to really hope they get this for the next upcoming rounds. Karuma and Vex versus Quiet and Peach. I wonder which one is the more ideal matchup. If I were Peach, though, low-key, I might consider planting elsewhere. They can always, they can always go in for the rotate. They don't have to commit to A.
That is a brilliant point. They don't have to necessarily go for it, but Peach did have that instant, and Nova has no util to deny it, but Karuma's going to watch it. He knows the second he gets that EMP down, Peach just barely misses him. Karuma probably going to swing the bomb here, and he does, but he's taken out in the Bros. We're seeing exactly what happened, map 1. Oh my goodness, Bros. They win that first side flip, and I don't want to say nothing, but you know what I'm talking. You know what I'm thinking.
I always wonder, players have our cast in the background because us talking actually can curse players live, right? So it's challenging. It's challenging for Nova, right? Every little win, I think, just sets them off. And this is, again, one of those challenging things. How do you hold it back? How do you make sure you don't let your mental get chalked? How do you make sure that you can reset round after round, even if you keep losing? As long as they get the 7, who cares what happens in terms of what happens on the Bros side? What's up, Colt and Tabor? Said, let's go, Juice and Martini. What's up, Colt? How you doing? Let's see what the chat says. Blue Slate, guys, I'm looking at the Nova chat, and they said they decided to lock in and not lose. Okay.
Okay.
You heard it there. You heard it there. No 5-1 curse. They're locking in. There's no losing here for Nova. Yeah.
That was great insight, Blue Slayer. I'm so glad you said that. Now we know that there's no 5-1 curse. It seems like Nova should have this in the bag now. No, I'm kidding. But I mean, you gotta be impressed with Bros. I mean, they're it's the exact same. They start down 5-1, and Jewish Potato Vex takes him out. He walked right next to him. Vex able to get a 2-for-1. Oh no, that could have been really good for Bros right there. But early 2 players down, and now you're kind of fighting back here. Patty's already really low on health, so you are in a bit of a hole right here that you have to dig out of.
Yeah, this is not what Bros wanted to have happen. So much chip damage on the other side. They're down a player. It's looking really challenging right now for the Bros players. This might be Nova breaking that 5-1 curse.
I mean, it's setting up to be like that, but I mean, it ain't over until it's over, and Monster's sitting really close on this garage door. He didn't make any noise, so I don't think Patty knows or Quiet knows. He's in a really good spot right now if these players don't check their corner. It's kind of a really conspicuous corner. I would never check that this late into the round, so we could see some picks coming out from Monster here if these players decide to push in the garage.
I'm waiting to see a beautiful 2K from Monster. Got the one. Can they? No. Quiet picks up the other. Still a 2v3. They might have. That's one of those moments where like trigger discipline might have been the thing, right? I would have expected maybe 1 or 2 players back there. Peach, though, I think they might have been hit by their own teammate. Oh, and they forgot the EMP.
Oh, get it, but Karuma takes one out, and like you said about the trigger discipline, I was really hoping that Monster would have done it, because the one player that walked in definitely wasn't looking behind him, but it's Scorch and Peach right now on the opposite side of the wall from each other. If you're Peach right here, you're not in a good spot. They left the EMP outside, so that really messed up your push, and Nova knows it's there, so they're just going to hold it. Peach in a predicament and a half, and Scorch is going to get that pick and send Nova onto match point right now, 6-2.
Man, here we go again. I will say 5-1 curse still in a play. They can go for an overtime. Granted, it doesn't. I will also say like 5-1 curse doesn't quite hit the same anymore because we have that overtime mechanic. It wasn't a thing, you know, back in the day. But here we are. Here we are. I mean, 6-2. Nova at least has guaranteed themselves an overtime, but that requires Bros to play perfect for the next 4 rounds. And I don't know, Juice. It doesn't look like they quite have it in them. Granted, again, we've seen some clutch plays. We've seen some crazy plays. And worst case, they go to map 3. And they did a good job on map 1.
It's a tall task, but I mean, they did it. They did it last time. They came back from it. So, I mean, what's different this time, you know? I mean, they can do it. What, 4 rounds to send in the overtime? I mean, anything is possible here. I think it's coming down to mental errors. A couple of the deaths that they've had on the Bros side, they've been highly preventable and quite unfortunate. That one with the Jewish Potato, he had the guy completely flashbanged and walked right next to him and died to him. So that kind of sucked. But Nova, they stuck with it, and now they're on match point. I mean, you got to feel better at least being on 6 to guarantee overtime. You don't want it to go into overtime, but if it does come to it, you could at least have that in your bag.
Exactly. So Nova, they're on a solid. They're on a back. They're not on a back. They have a huge advantage right now. So worst case, they got that. They always have that overtime. They really work in a 2. Jewish Potato goes for the commit, takes out gun skills. That's gonna be a great pick for the Bromer. Already down a player for Bros, but a lot of chip damage taken on to a JP there. So they're not quite out. Still a minute and a half left in the round. There's a lot of time to let breathe for this round.
Vincent is being tossed. EMP is actually upstairs, though. I think Peach might try to throw it downstairs, and no, he's not. Peach with possession of the EMP is actually inside of the building, and it seems like they're going to pop the wall, pop the hatch to try to get that angle into connector. So it's going to kind of trap Scorch and Khan as Dreary takes out one, and yes, Peach takes out Scorch. Dreary with another. All up to Karuma right here in a 1v5. He only has an Omen, so I say you should probably commit to this and at least try to kill one, maybe get a gun and save, because with just an Omen, you don't really have that good of a weapon. He takes out one, and it takes out a second, actually. Wait a minute. This could be a possibility, but it is a post-plant now in this 1v3.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see. 1v3, not impossible. I think at best they get a couple more picks at... I think that's really it. I mean, they have someone on that hatch there. You know, it's gonna be complicated for them to retake this one. They got the they got the 4K. Now just Bros. If I were shouting, Bros, hold that hatch, man.
Oh my goodness, Kuruma with the LeBron kind of setback right there, taking out 4, but he doesn't have time to get the EMP. So Patty was able to hold it down, but oh my goodness. If you're on the Bros side right now, you were pretty scared about that right there. Kuruma just walked in and just took out 4 with ease, and he gets a rifle out of that. That was incredible. Wasn't able to win the round, but hey, he absolutely destroyed the economy of Bros right there. I mean, he took out all those rifles, so now they're gonna have to buy again. So even though they lose that round, Martini, it really helps Nova.
I mean, it's gonna be a big setback for them in the end, right? Kuruma, on top of that, I believe, had an SMG in hand, and as we know, that gives us additional credits for any kills with that SMG in hand. So that was like 1, 2, 3, 4 picks. So what is that? 4 by, I think it's 300 or something like that when it's an SMG kill. So that's another 1,200 right in their pockets, and they're looking good. They have a full buy coming out in this round. So as much as they had lost, to your point, Nova is still in a good spot. 1, 2, 2.5, 3-ish kind of full buys almost there. On the other end, they have the win Bros, but I only see 1 full buy.
I was about to say that. Yeah, actually 2. They have 2. They do have 2 Maruis. Okay, they have 2 Maruis, but I mean, still not a lot. I mean,
I believe those are Cadillos actually. So yeah, they have a lot of assault.
Oh, wait, you're talking about. Oh wait,
Bros,
no,
Bros,
you're talking.
Bros,
Okay,
yeah.
you were talking about Bros. My fault. No, that was my fault. Okay, yeah, Bros. They do have that 1 Vezin, but the economy, yeah, it was completely destroyed by Kuruma right there. He did a really good job of that, taking out those rifles. So it's gonna be a tall task to ask for Bros to win this, but Nova's sitting in a good spot right now. All the util they could ever want to deny this plant, and we could be seeing a map 3 here soon.
I fully expect to see a map 3. Some great utility usage in, but not quite sticking in the back, as they are going to be waiting for a good minute, though. C4 going in deep, not quite getting too much chip damage there, as the Bros, again, trying to poke and prod to see where they can come in. Jewish Potato! Never mind, that's Patty getting the pick off on Kuruma, as Kuruma somehow able to eke out that kill.
We saw an early C4 toss, and I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, that's one way to deny plant. I mean, it's so hard to deny this plant upstairs, and it's actually gonna take out Jewish Potato.
No.
JP got the EMP down on the wall, but the incendiary, with how much it spreads out, it just completely destroyed him. And Nova's sitting pretty with that man advantage. They know that EMP is now on the wall, so all they have to do is kind of hold it here. They have the utility to do so. Scorch is already lining up a C4, just waiting for one of these players to touch that EMP.
Oh, and the self flash coming out in the end. They're gonna bait out the. Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh, it blew up in his face, Martini. I don't know if you saw that, but it literally hit him like in the mouth and blew him up. And like Scorch is already ready with the grenade. He is just playing post denial. He is playing the denial on this plant with passion.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I don't know if I could see a C4 go any more perfect than that. That is literally right to the mouth of the other player. Now in a 2v4 for both of these teams. It's gonna be a little challenging, and they, that's one of those things, right? When you commit hard to the side, they gotta just go all in and stick it as much as you can. What is it, like pros don't fake, right?
It is the saying, pros don't fake, but if you're Bros right now, you're not looking too pretty. Patty at 8 health, quite at 100. You got 2 seconds left, and they just didn't even push in time. And Nova wins it 7-3. We see some fist bumps going out. Good game from both these teams. We're at 1-1 right now with a map 3 in play. I am very intrigued to see what map we see. I'm hoping we see something good, though.
Yeah, let's pull up this beautiful replay. That C4 directly to Peach's face. I mean, you can't get any better of a C4 delivery than that. Nova coming out 7-3, a lot more dominant in this map too. So I don't know. I think they might run into map 3. If you're Bros, do you take the break? I don't know. The break would really much help with this. I don't think the mental was the thing there. Nova was just playing a good game.
Nova did just play a good game, and you got to give credit to them. They locked in after that first map, but I don't know if Bros will use a 10. I think they're just ready to get going to this map 3 rather. They already took 1, so I mean they know that they can compete with these players, but This could go either way. Like, I don't know who's going to win. I mean, it's honestly, for me, probably about 50-50. But I'm really excited to see what map we see. I'm hoping we see, like, Mall, maybe? Or just something freaky.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see it, though.
Yeah, it's something freaky, right? So they took out, I think, Ship and Sky, or was Arctic?
Arctic and Sky.
Arctic and Sky. So I wouldn't be shocked if we saw Factory. You know, you can't go wrong with going back to the old school one. If I were Bros, I wouldn't go Factory. I'd choose another weird map. I believe they're the home team because they're higher seeded. I would choose maybe a weirder map than a Factory if I were them, because they won on Ship, right? So we might see them win on Dam, right? I haven't seen Dam actually in a minute. I could see them winning maybe on a Mall if they really play their cards right. We'll see what Nova has practiced.
I am a huge fan. I am a huge fan of Dam. People don't like it. I think it's like one of the best maps in the game. I love it. It's so good. Anytime I'm in a comp game and it's one of the two map choices, everyone's like, oh, don't vote Dam. Let's play whatever the other map is. It's like, dude, it's a good map. Just learn it. It's fun. And it's one of those curveballs. Like we said, a lot of people just don't play it. So if Bros had practiced it before and Nova didn't, that could be like one of those sleeper maps that you choose if it does go to a third. Because, I mean, you have plays and maybe the other team doesn't and you just catch them off guard. Or the same with Mall, if you were playing Mall.
And it looks like they did make their choice. I hope it was Nova that chose this. If I were Bros, I don't know if I would have chosen this personally if I were them. But hey, Bros choosing Factory. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. They might be, because I will say this. I think Factory and Hideout, I've seen similar-ish performances from teams. So I feel like if you lost to a team on Hideout, you're likely to lose to that team again on Factory. Is that a weird statement to make?
Honestly, no. I'm completely agree with you. They're like one of the two oldest maps in the game, right? And it's like everyone knows them inside and out. And if you lose to one team on one, I mean, especially if Nova starts on the defensive side, because Factory is widely known as a defensive-sided map. If they can squeak out another like 5-1 or maybe even a 6-0 lockout, I mean, it would not be looking too good for the Bros side. But I mean, once again, this could go either way. I mean, both sides have been playing good on the defensive side. Maybe Nova goes up early again. We see Bros come. I think it's going to end up going to like a 7-5 or a 7-6 game. It's going to be something close. I don't think we're going to see how it was last game with a 7-3.
I'm fully expecting to see what we saw in that map too. A 7, like Nova on defense again. So we're going to see them starting on the advantage side. I expect a 7-3, maybe because it's Factory, like maybe even a 7-2, something stronger. Unless Bros really shows out in that second half, and unless Bros right now was able to really work out this attacking half. But hey, here we are into the bread and butter. That is Factory. We've seen this one time and time again alongside Hideout. So we'll see what they can do here. We're seeing cut skills again, playing that deep roaming role. We'll see if they can get some value this time around on Factory as we go right into this map 3.
The hold that Nova's playing right now, I like it. They're holding down storage with passion. This is the aggression that I like from Nova. They're not giving up space. We're going to see Bros try to walk in here. I don't know if they have a drone or not. Jewish Potato is going to take point, but you have Monster and Scorch both kind of holding it right now, probably playing off refrags. And Jewish Potato with a dominant pick takes out one. Dreary gets another. Karuma's out in that orange hall, though, with cut skills. Wow, we had like everyone on the flank. The only person playing sight was Vex. And we have two people on the flank here, and cut skills gets no damage there. And I don't know what's happening right now. Quiet he takes out cut skills. That was so weird. My brain was like hurting. My brain was like hurting from watching that.
All right. Oh, and it down to the butt. Tommy
no.
having to hold it down. Drury not going to be down for the count. Just leaves Karuma on the back end there. Gets the 1. Can they get 3 more to win out against Bros? But they do stick that EMP plan.
Tommy boy was not able to do anything there. Karuma takes out 1, 2v2. But look at the health. Dreary is sitting at 1 health. Peach is playing right off him, though, for that refrag, though. I think Dreary is just drawing the contact, and Peach is going to play off of it. And that is exactly what happens. Karuma is baited by Dreary right there. He gets the pick, but Peach was ready for that quick refrag. And Bros, I loved that play right there from Bros. They played together. That 2-1 situation right there, they played that exactly how you should. They had Dreary kind of quick peeking, pretty much playing his life. His goal isn't to kill. I mean, obviously it'd be awesome if he does, but his goal is to bait for his teammate, and that is exactly what he did, playing for that refrag. And Bros with that early 1-0 lead.
I don't know. I don't. You know, I just. This is supposed to be a defensive side of map, right? I will say not every team is great on that pistol round. Not every team is great on pistol round, and sometimes that is a weakness. Sometimes it allows you to get that overtime. It allows you to get that kind of 7-5 or that kind of switch up. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Bros already off to a great start. Someone said, who is IGLing for Bros? I want to know too. I want to know too because they apparently don't have their normal IGL. They have, against all odds, missing out apparently some of their top roster. And yeah, they're giving Nova a good run for their money.
I was going to say that. I mean, like, the hope was not there for Bros at first. I mean, they had the captain messaging Martini saying it was not looking too pretty, but they've been putting on a show. It's 1-1 right now, the maps rather. But I mean, it's so possible for Bros to win this, and if they do, I think that would just be a wake-up call for the league. Bros is here to play. As Scorch gets trip mine kills, they were inside of the plant and they were not looking for it, and Monster gets a pick. So early numbers advantage in favor of Nova here.
Yeah, aggressive plays. JP taking out one for cut skills, leaving just the one. Oh, they're opening up the rotate early. Flare, though, getting picked up, leaving just 3-3. It's an even game, sort of, in terms of players. Obviously, health not quite so. Actually, might be. There's a good amount. Looks like Bros. I mean, what do you do here? Do you go for the rotate? Do you go for A still?
It seems like they're going to go for the vending area. The wall's already foamed. I think JP does have that EMP in hand. It seems like he might try to go for it, and Patty might try to watch his cross, but Vex is sitting in the back of A. Monster sitting in Cubby, just watching that breach. And they actually threw EMP over to Cubby, so I think they might try to go for that instead. Monster swings Cubby, and he takes out Quiet, so it's all up to these two Bros players. Vex getting a little aggressive right there, and Monster rotates in the Tetris, and he's going to come right behind them, but Patty's watching it right now. It's going to come down to who sees who first, and Monster actually grabs a stim right there, so he's going to get up to 100 health.
And they're both looking the way of Monster. You got to approach this very, very careful. They're going for the plan. They're sticking it. It's a beautifully placed frag, though. It's going to knock him down. Oh, that's an S tier frag if I've seen one. Now in a 1v2, JP having to somehow recover this.
But there have been 2 ticks on the EMP, so if he just gets one, but these Nova players are going for a bit of a pinch here, and Jewish Potato looks away as soon as Monster swings the Tetris Hall, and he gets that pick, and Nova ties it up. And that was just a beautiful hold from Nova right there, and a good response after losing that pistol round.
I mean, look at this beautiful frag delivered right to their face. You can't get any better than that. Than maybe the C4 pick on the previous map. I think that's maybe the better utility pick I've seen in a hot minute. But 1-1, these teams are going head to head. Juice. Looks like we're gonna be seeing some full buys come out from Bros though. So we'll see if those full buys are gonna be giving them good value. 2 full buys, the rest of them SMGs. We're seeing a lot of SMGs and some half buys on a Nova. It's this is a pretty equal round in terms of economy, I think, relatively.
I'm still expecting it to end up being a close game. You said it might be like 7-1 or 7-2, 7-3. I think it's going to come down to the wire once again, and it's going to end up coming down to probably whoever chooses side. I could see maybe one of these teams doing really good on the defensive side, and the other team also doing good on their defense, and it goes to 6-6, and one of them just chooses defense and just wins the round by default because of it. But we're going to see a bit of an off-meta, it seems, from Bros. They have actually one player baiting over by Orange, and the rest of the team breaking through vending, but Cutskills is ready for it. He sees the window open, and he doesn't get the kill. He gets a little bit of damage, trying to go for some wall bangs, and Monster gets trip kills, but Quiet takes out that flanker upstairs and Cutskills.
That is going to be unfortunate for some of those picks. Again, we're seeing some deep roaming out there from Scorch. Patty trying to get some wall bangs in on Flare. The rest of the Bros team getting ready to really collapse on a B site. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a pre-C4, so we'll see if that does open up and gives them a lot of good value for the Nova players.
And I don't know what they would be waiting for with the C4 though, because I think Bros is planning on popping the wall. Now, yeah, they're gonna pop it. Dreary's about to pop it. I wonder if they pop the foam, will that break the C4? I'm kind of curious to see if they pop it, if it breaks the C4 or not. And it doesn't actually. The C4 is still there on the ground, so that's still in play, and it's actually kind of hidden in the wood, and they pop it, so it doesn't get any damage. But you see Scorch coming down from the vending stairs. I wonder if he's going to try to go into the museum, and none of these players are watching their flank. So Scorch could have a field day here, and he takes out one, and that's also EMP down. Dreary takes one of his own. Quiet takes out one. Patty with another, and it's all up to Vex, and he's taken out. Dude, I thought that was looking in Nova's favor there. It was looking like they were stopping that push, but once again, Bros against the odds gets that round.
Oh, Bros, you're about to meme yourself into existence with this game. I've seen too many crazy comebacks last second that I don't know what is going on right now. If they somehow eke out, I think, an advantage on the offensive side against Nova, I don't know, Juice. That's usually outside of the playbook. Again, you want to get maybe 2, and that's a good half, right, for offense, but we're seeing them kind of run away with it. They're still in the lead right now. We'll see if Nova can do something about it, finally getting a little bit more full buys in there. But I don't know. I don't know how to what to think of this, Juice.
I was gonna say that's exactly, if you're on the attack on Factory, 2 is good, 3 is pretty awesome. Anything more than 3, you should have it locked down once you go to defense. And you're already on round 4, and Bros has 2 rounds in the pocket on their attack, so they're actually looking really pretty right now. So I mean, if you're Nova, you gotta lock in here and try to bring this to. Scorch peeking from Jen, and that is not what you want if you are on the Bros side.
You know, we were talking so much about them winning on the attack. Nova had to humble us real quick. I mean, talk about beautiful, beautiful line of shot there. I don't think they were expecting that. It was so quick coming out in the end as Bro's getting ready for this push.
It's such a bad kill for Bros, getting picked off instantly, but Quiet takes out Flare, trying to swing in through Tetris, so they even out the advantage, but I don't know. I mean, the push is starting to take place in the vending. The wall still hasn't been opened yet. I don't know exactly where foam is. I think it's still on the hatch. Quiet does have foam, so Quiet does need to get it down there to his team so they can start manifesting this push. Wallbangs, ensigns are being tossed, so good hold from the Nova side, but Bros has to make a play here soon.
That indeed. 1.5 minutes left on the round. Seeing some deep frags going in there. I don't think anyone got the frag in the corner. Vex playing very deep on that corner. Can they get some value? A little bit of chip damage on a Dream, but not much more than that.
I like the spot that Monster's in right now. Usually on the attack, you would ensign this area because it is such a sneaky spot if they try to go for that plant right there. So if Bros isn't ready for it, Monster could get some picks here if these Bros players don't check that corner, but it seems like they're going to foam Tetris now. But Cut Skills deep in the lockers right now with that Cadillo in hand, so he could wreak some havoc right here if these Bros players aren't paying attention to it. The wall is finally open. Vex right on the other side of it. JP is in, and he baits the EMP, baits out some utility, and Vex actually, I think he grenaded himself. C4 Monster takes out one Dreary. Monster gets another, and it's all up to Peach and Quiet here, and Cut Skills. Whoa, Cut Skills gets taken out, and it's all up to Monster now.
Monster in a 1v2. You got Quiet, you got Peach. No, they're gonna... No, what are they doing? What?
Oh my gosh, I thought he was gonna plant it. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was about to say, Martini, if he let him plant that and get away with it, but it didn't matter. Quiet got him anyway. Oh my lord. Bros, though, with a good showing here. I mean, your 3 rounds on attack is really good, and it is. I don't know, if you're Nova right now, the morale has to be low. If you look at the leaderboard, Martini, 3 of the Nova players don't even have kills yet. It's been Monster and Scorch all game.
I think I would be sweating if I were them. I don't even know what I would be doing, right? Like, it is a tough situation to be in. How do you come back from this? Do you do anything with this? Nova down several rounds. Bro's not chopped. I mean, like, bro's really not chopped here because, I mean, 3-1's insane. Again, this reminds me, I think it was like one of the playoff matches I was watching, like Skyscraper. A team was just dominating on attack, and it's just like, you know, they're not supposed to be doing this. This is generally shown as the map where you're not supposed to be doing this sort of thing. And yet, bros obviously showcases here, they don't quite care about that.
Seems like they're going to go for an off mid. I'm expecting like a bathroom maybe, or a Batman hatch. Seems like they might drop Batman. Jewish Potato does drop in. Drone is going to see Scorch, I believe. Outside of bathroom hall, it does. Shoots it out. And it's going to be a bit of a war room push. Vex getting a little bit of damage, but he trades out shots with JP. And usually, I like this push here. Usually you would just see like a full heavy orange, but it's making the defense think. They're sitting in spots that usually they wouldn't because of this assembly push.
Beautiful frag. C4 coming out. They're not quite sticking it though. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of an off-meta push coming in from the side. I've seen assembly pushed a couple times, but it's just not that common. Yeah, I feel like it's not a commonly chosen spot. Cut skills with a beautiful long shot. That Cadillo really coming out in hand. That was a huge buff. It's done a great job.
The headshot on the Maru, or the Cadillo rather, is just like the Maru. It does so much damage, and that's why the buff on it was so good. And Dreary takes out Scorch sitting in that corner outside bathroom, and bros with that number disadvantage though. Off on this off meta push, they still haven't opened up War Room now. Now they're finally opening it up, but there's been a lot of damage taken off on the bros side here. They don't have any stims. As soon as I say that, one of them does have a stim. Patty is going to get up on his health, but I mean, they're in position to get the EMP down, though, if they open up this War Room wall.
Yeah, I thought they would have opened it up by now. Cuskill was able to get a beautiful rotate all the way back to site. I don't know if you saw, they actually ran outside the building to be able to easily rotate in. But, I mean, 4v3, 40 seconds on the clock. Dreary getting knocked down. Monster with that pick there, leaving just the two in Peach and Patty.
They're going to try to go for that EMP, but Cutskills, whoa, getting really aggressive. Actually standing in the ensign. Whoa,
what?
Whoa, just like that, it's a 2v2. Vex takes out one, and all up to Patty. It was looking like it might have swung in the bros' favor right there. Patty's going to swing into War Room window, and he just kind of jiggle peeking, and he does barely not see Vex, but he's going to swing into sight. And he's taken out in War Room. So, valiant effort there from bros. It was looking like he was going to turn around. It went from a 4v2 to a 2v2, like, instantly.
I'm wondering what's going on with the Nova side, right? I feel like that mental's got to be hard, right? You lost already map 1. That's a hard start, right? It's a hard start for Nova. You come out losing map 1. You had that dominant map 2, but I mean, look, you're losing pretty hard right now on Factory. It's kind of challenging to really force yourself to really push through. And that's something I always really bring up, right? The mental of these players, because at the end of the day, everyone's got egos, everyone's got expectations of their games, and when that doesn't quite work out for them, it can be a little challenging. But hey, Nova's still doing a good job. 2-3. As long as you get this 3-3, I think they'll be in a good spot. But bros, I mean, look at that. We said this earlier, right? Getting 3 on attack, I don't want to say guarantees you that defensive half win, but you know, it tends to do that.
It sets you up really good because you're expected to do really good on the defensive side. So if you take 3 on attack, I mean, it's setting you up for success. So if they could win another one and go up 4-2, I think this one would be definitely swaying in favor of the bros. But Nova has to do something to counter this and tie it up going into half. I mean, if you at least tie it up, you're giving yourself a little bit more wiggle room than if you go down 4-2. If you're down 4-2, it is looking detrimental. But as we see 2 drones going in from this bro side, both drones clearing it out. We're not seeing as heavy of a storage hold from Nova this time, as it honestly probably didn't work as well as they wanted to last time. They do actually pop the storage wall, though, giving them that angle onto the doorway.
That indeed. A lot of utility coming out already for both sides. Monster trying to throw in that frag. Not quite going anywhere. Almost getting the peach, though, but just out in the last second. You know, I'm looking in chat. Element says this can't be real, and honestly, I feel that it's crazy, right?
It's been a crazy game, honestly, and oh, Cut Skills actually gets a kill from upstairs. The players were not watching top orange. After the wall was open, I was kind of expecting a little bit of an A rotate because the Bros team is kind of stagnant in storage. They weren't really set up before the wall was open, and Cut Skills almost takes out Patty outside of the A wall. Trading shots, smoke is tossed, and Cut Skills runs past storage to try to hunt down Patty, but Patty was ready for him. Jewish getting one of his own. And it's Nova up 3-2 in this man advantage, hoping to tie it up going into this half.
Yeah, Patty and Quiet in a 2v3 for Bros. Again, they're actually on the advantage here, right? 3 is still pretty solid going into that second half. Getting a 4-2 would give them that much more of a solid advantage. But this is looking like a stalemate at this point by Nova. They're holding down a B side. I really don't see a way that Bros can come in the side unless they really make sure they can make these shots.
The thing that Nova's doing good right here is they're not getting too over-aggressive. You see plenty of times over and over again when people have the numbers advantage, they start swinging things that they don't need to. And Nova wasn't doing right there as we see this A rotate, and Vex able to take out one. He gets refragged though by Quiet, but Quiet only has 20 seconds left on the clock. EMP is inside of that static. He doesn't have foam. The foam was actually the dude that walked in, so he's going to have to walk through that breach. And what is that?
What?
He just barely doesn't see him. Wait, do they not know he's there? Quiet! What just happened? Oh no, Scorchy walked right next to him, man. What did we just
I would
watch?
just push. Like, I don't know, like, you just gotta push that. I mean, no disrespect to Quiet. That's a lot of pressure to be under, but they had it. Look at that. They were just centimeters away from a 4-2 win into that second half. I mean, how close can you get?
That was so close, and like you said, there's no reason not to. You're flipping sides after that. There's no need to save your economy or anything. Go for the kill. I mean, he ended up winning it, but it was right after the time went off. So Nova was able to tie it up. And, I mean, even though it's probably not the half that Nova wanted, you'll take a 3-3. I mean, maybe their attack is better than their defensive showing, and maybe Bros has a better defense. I mean, I don't know how it's so. Everything has just been so close. Every round has just been going down to the wire, it seems.
I'm gonna crash out if the winning side is apparently attack on the factory tonight, because that is news to me. Last time I checked, that is not generally what happens, unless Nova has something to say about this. But hey, here we are, equal coming in to this second half for Factory, which again I say is uncommon and goes to show that Bros somehow eked out a solid win on that first half.
I want to point out that the Bros team actually decided to pop the connector hatch, and Cutskills actually saw it. So what I think Cutskills is going to do is he's going to predict one of these players dropping it. So he's sitting in prime position to kill one of these players if they drop the hatch and try to swing the stairs. So good job by Cutskills right there. Not to give any audio cues that he's down there, but I'm pretty sure he had come to his team that they had popped it. So it's only a matter of time, because the Bros players would not have popped that hatch if they weren't going to utilize it.
That indeed looks like someone did go in for the drop. There's 2 players watching it. It's going to be very risky. And Cuskill reads it. And you're right. No, Jewish JP takes out the next one. That was almost good for Cutskills, but they did go in for the trade, unfortunately, in the end. So we're still even for both teams.
The trade there kind of sucks, but the idea was there from Cutskills. He was able to get that one, but I think he got a little too greedy there. Tried to kill one in connector through that hatch, but Jewish Potato able to take him out, putting it into a 4-4. And once again, we're seeing a stalemate. All these players are just holding angles, and finally an ensign thrown on the fire. It's going to push Dreary back a little bit, but the EMP is actually in the kitchen area right below the coffee machine, and Quiet takes him out, dropping that hatch. And Quiet with a second with that Cyclone gets picked off though, but Jewish Potato swinging the breach, getting aggressive, and it's a 2v2 health advantage though in favor of the Bros here with about 40 seconds left.
Some of these pushes, I would argue, just a tad too aggressive. EMP, though, being down. Monster's got to come in for the reclaim. Patty, I'm not sure if they're aware, because I don't think they knew the EMP was back there. But 20 seconds coming down. Patty taking a lot of damage. He goes in for the pick. Now it comes down to just Patty and Vex. It is coming down to the wire.
Oh my gosh, they're both one-shot. 2 is the thing, and Vex is going to stick the EMP, Patty, and Connector. And now he knows that he's tucked there in that kitchen area, so it's going to come down to who sees who first. But Vex is on kind of a devious angle right now on the table, and Patty does quick peek it, so now he knows, but Vex is kind of just switching back and forth, holding the right angle, holding the left, and he's able to get that pick. And it was such... I don't know what's happening. It's every round is just complete chaos. There's so much happening.
You know what they say about Factory? It's an offensive-sided map, y'all. Obviously, this is where you're meant to secure as many round wins as possible. I am wrong. I have never been right about Factory. And apparently tonight is when I have learned my lesson, because you know what? Who cares about defense? Defense is not where the points are to be made. Juice.
It's like everything that you would expect. Just throw it out the window. Just throw it out the window.
Right.
None of it. It's been just a complete flip flop of everything that you would expect from a regular Factory game. And I mean, sometimes it happens, you know. And it's just been back and forth. Bros wins one. Nova wins one. But Nova on that attack, winning that first round. I feel like I'm losing my voice right now, just yelling so much. But I need some H2O. But I mean, it's like I still don't know who's gonna win. I mean, it's going back and forth. Even though Bros is down, I still have faith.
I have faith in D. Bros 3, Nova 4. We're going for it. We're 2 hours into this cast. Oh my goodness. But 2 hours into this cast, and that goes to show just how competitive this game is. So we're going down to the wire every single round. I mean, what do we do?
It's just going back and forth, back and forth. I knew it was going to be close off the rip, and Vex gets a lot of damage from that incendiary tossed by Jewish Potato. Natus toss doesn't get any value out of it. But a site heavy hold from the Bros team. They don't have any roamers. Every single player is in sight. So Nova is going to be able to take space here and start developing this push really well without having to worry about anyone pushing from upstairs.
Deep frag going in there. Just a tad bit of chip damage. A lot of chip damage coming out on the Nova side. I mean, that Incend did so much against them. But, I mean, look at that. Cut skills going for the deep rotate. We'll see what kind of flanking option they decide to go for. But it looks like we might be seeing a rotate actually on the A side by Nova.
That was a quick rotate. They're able to pop the wall, throw Incense, and Monster gets one. How quick they did that is what set it up. Flare takes out one, and Connector's completely Incend off. Monster's going to get the EMP down, and once again, it's just a post-plant hold. You have cut skills holding assembly. Flare takes out one, does get refragged, but I mean, it's all up to Quiet and Peach here with the post-plant down 2-4. There's not much you can do. Peach, though, dwindling the numbers just a little bit in hopes of tying it up here.
Oh, I thought they would have called out cut skills to them on the back there. Now just Quiet in a 1v3, and of course gets shut down. Monster getting them points on the board, and it's looking rough right now for Bros. Nova's really run away with it.
They are. It's the rotate there was really like the flipping point of that round. They rotated over to Ace so fast. They took space. Sometimes you see when they pop walls, like other teams, not just saying Nova. Sometimes you see when people go for rotates and they pop the walls, they kind of sit there and they don't full commit to it. In Nova, they full committed. They ran in through Incense, got picks, got EMP down, and they just completely denied that retake. And they go up 5-3 here. I mean, they're looking really pretty right now. They have the rifles. They have two in hand against Bros. They only have an oral with a couple SMGs. But Nova's starting to run away with this one just a little bit. But I mean, it's still close. You know, it's still a manageable game.
Still close. But I mean, I can't even say anything because they're winning on attack. But Nova's running away with it on attack. I am inclined to say we can see them going forward, especially look at that economy. Right? We see 1, 2 full buys. We're seeing assault rifles come out. We're seeing, I think, aggressive plays on attack that are working in the favor. I think bros just don't know how to handle the aggression. So if Nova keeps that kind of energy up, I think we're going to be seeing a pretty solid 7-3, which if I recall correctly,
okay.
I didn't call that out.
Okay, well now I'm hoping Bros wins a couple just so I'm kidding. No, that would be crazy. But I mean, it could shape up that way with how Nova's been playing these past couple rounds. I mean, honestly, now I can see that in just like that flare. I didn't even see that grenade, but he actually takes out one. And Jewish Potato in send off, can't really swing the breach now. Smokes are being tossed, and it is just a heavy A push here. Tetris Wall is now foam. Patty throwing incense, doing everything he can, and it is just raining gunfire through that smoke.
Raining gunfire indeed. Jewish Potato, why are you in the middle of the room with the smoke? And that didn't work out. Monster goes in for the push. Patty shuts them down, leaving just a flare. Where are the rest of their teammates at? Patty waiting for Karuma on the back end there. This is looking not as worse as I thought it would be, but obviously a beautiful swing there, leaving just bros with the 2v4 clutch up scenario. I don't know. They got one down. Can they stick it? They do. They gotta win that. They got the hatch. You have cut skills up there. Karuma taking down another. Now leaving just the one in Peach in a 1v3 hatch retake. And I think we might be seeing a noble win for this round.
This is the most unstoppable plant in the entire game. I don't think there's a better plant spot in any map than this Cubby one. It doesn't even matter that Peach got that kill. You have 2 players on the hatch. This is virtually impossible for Peach to win, and I think he's doing the smart play here. He picked up a Vezin, and he's going to run away and save it. There's no possible way you win that round. That is just a devious angle, and it's so hard to hold that. So you just run away, live to fight another round. I mean, Jewish Potato with $0, so that Vezin is gonna definitely come into play. At least gives you a rifle. Because if you walk in there and die, then your economy is really looking bad.
I mean, you look at them right now. They're not even able to get full buys. Peach is the only one with the Vezin in hand. They could buy another one, so that does work out a lot better in their favor. If I were Peach, I would buy out someone a Vezin. Nope. Okay, no, they're not going to do that because this is definitely not a match point against Nova. Please tell me they buy a Vezin. All right, okay. Remember, guys, economy works as a team. You can buy your teammates guns, and this is match point. This is Nova on 6. Your bros. You got to hard commit anyways to economy. Please tell me they buy.
Okay, he does.
Okay. I was like, please tell me they buy someone a gun.
I do want to point out that Patty also had enough money. I think he's going with an oral just so he can buy util, but he still has $700 to go. The economy management really is not good for the bros team. They had enough for a 3rd rifle, but Patty, for some reason, he bought a lot of util instead of it. So that could come to haunt them here. Just not being able to manage their economy effectively, and they bought a door. They spent $400 on a door blocker that has already been destroyed. And Cut Skills aggressive walks in against 2, so a 2-for-1 is just what you want. But Jewish Potato gets another pick, and that's a free rifle in hand. And Karuma gets a pick. So Bro's looking desperate right now, trying to bring this one back.
I think did Patty C4 themselves with a lot of damage? Oh my goodness! Karuma takes out one, leaving just Dreary taking out another there. Now leaving just Vex and a monster. Can they watch this rotate? They are going in for the rotate. Beautiful flash coming in there by Monster. This is 1v2. They don't play this careful. They might lose this one. Oh, they get flashbang. That's going to be unfortunate, but not able to capitalize on that. Monster getting knocked down, now leaving just Vex.
Whoa, this is close. This is close. Vex is in a spot, though, where he can wallbang through the wall, so I think Dreary knows that, and he's going to have to try to at least push him to get this pick, but time is ticking away, so even if you do go for this, you have to do it quick, but Vex is holding a lean angle on the door. Dreary's going to try to stick it, but Vex can just go for the wallbang, and he knows he's not on it, so now Vex can just back up again. But wait a minute, he tries to swing it and gets the pick. And Nova wins the series 2-1. What a game! And you were right. It was 7-3. You were right.
You know what's crazy? I don't even saw that. They literally ran out of bullets in the end. If Drury had just committed, they might have been able to win that. I'm not sure the timing was tight there, but they might have been able to come down to the very end and win that one out. And I don't know. I don't know, Juice. It's wow.
That was such a good game. I mean, it's always a treat to get a third match. And I mean, it came down. I mean, even though the score wasn't really close, I mean, a lot of the rounds came down to 1v1s. But what a game! That was awesome to watch.
I really thought, you know, some 5-1 kind of curse was gonna happen, or some weirdness was gonna happen. We saw, you know, 3-3 coming off of that first attacking half for Bros. Again, I gotta really tell people in the chat, like, I think a lot of the people that play in the league, they understand that that's hard. It's very hard to get to have happen, because generally it's the defensive side that does a lot better. Generally, that's the one that gives them a lot more points. And yeah, we saw that flipped on its head today, right? So we saw Nova, we saw Bros both capture most of their points on that attacking half. So things are definitely weird for today. But hey, before we do sign off, I want to give a quick shout out to one of my personal favorite sponsors, Triangle Factory, for providing us with the game we love, and of course for supporting the season 5 of VRML, and HyperX for offering some great products like the high quality HyperX Quadcast S and great peripherals for computers. And of course, a final shout out to the creators on the VRML team, and of course the mods. If you ever want to get involved in what we do behind the scenes, which is creating content, casting games, or helping with moderation, we're always accepting applications for more volunteers. So please head over to the Breachers VRML Discord server and submit an application if you are interested. Thanks for coming out and watching another VRML Breachers cast, and it was definitely an exciting one between Bros and Nova. Unfortunate for Bros that Nova did win out in those last 2 rounds, winning that 2-1 in this series, but a great series nonetheless. We appreciate seeing you all here today, and of course, remember, subscribe, leave a like for the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Hopefully we can see y'all in the next cast.
Breachers VRML is brought to you by Helga, the esports manager, Triangle Factory,